Good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Round Beer Review. Usually I push you all the way to the other side of the table and have it angled down more so you can actually see more when I'm doing these now. But in all honesty, this time we're not. This time you're just going to see my shoulders and my nipples up because, well, I'm wearing absolutely nothing from my waist down, and I don't want there to be a chance of anything being seen. I don't care if I want you to imagine it, but I don't want you to see it. Mystery. It keeps people coming back for more. Anyway, we are drinking a beer today from the Highlander Brew Co. This is one of the few of their brews I've never had. I shouldn't say, like, I haven't had their Bearded Lady or the Centurion, though I do hear that whatever. I haven't had those, but I've had pretty much everything else they have to offer, and I hadn't had this, so I was able to get to my hands on this thanks to a special kilt-wearing, beer-loving gentleman. So thank you very much to you. And Highlander Brew Co.'s Wee Heavy Scottish Style Ale is what we're going to be drinking at 8% ABV. It's from South River, Ontario, Canada. Its ingredients, if we read over here, is water, barley, hops, and yeast. And bang! Now there is your label. Only downside is it's just a blank cap. I can't put anything on my fridge. Because, I mean, that H with the antlers, that would be amazing to go on the fridge. Just saying. Just saying. I do believe the IBUs are in the high 20s or low 30s. I have the sheet here. Ooh, I was wrong. It's the high 30s. It's 39. I thought it was 28 or 34 for some reason. Okay. And this says it pairs well with desserts, pears, or strong cheeses. Well, most Scotch ales pair really well with like smoked cheddar and stuff. You can also get some nice whiskey cheese. It usually pairs well with those too. I don't have a Highlander Brew Co. glass. I do have a Beer Academy glass. I actually have a Super Thistle too, but I'm too lazy to walk to the bar to get it. It's all the way over there, guys. It's like 15 feet away. I can't walk that far. This is fine. Wow, that is beautiful. Look at that. That's a beautiful mahogany. Well, up here where it's thicker, it's mahogany. Down here, it's more like a ruby red almost. That's a beautiful looking beer. Nice head, creamy. No snap, crackle, pop though. No snap, crackle. Smell. Oh yeah. Hey, the rule is no licking your balls while I'm doing a review. That's been the rule forever. I know you don't like to follow that rule, but that's the rule. Keep your head off your balls while I'm reviewing the beer. Don't just lick your lips and look at me. Caramel, molasses. Hey, go away. Go do that somewhere else. I can't concentrate while I'm hearing. And I know he's fucking doing that to his balls. Excuse my language, but it just... You like this? He does. He likes it. It's probably like anything after you lick your balls. So, caramel, molasses, touch of smokiness, little toastiness. It is a malt maniac's dream, is what this is, and I mean, I love that. Those are the smells. Those are the smells I love to get out of my beers. I'm actually almost getting a tiny touch of licorice too. Smells delightful. Smells delightful. Let's try the beer. Cheers. Oh. if you are a malt maniac, if you are a malt maniac and you're looking for nothing but malt, and smooth malt at that, this is the beer for you. Oh my. 8% alcohol, in the immortal words of my good buddy Guy from Beer Guy Reviews. It is a very, very dangerous beer. And it's a very, very dangerous beer because you wouldn't be able to tell that's 8% alcohol. Super sweet, and super sweet in a molasses caramel malt, slight candy sugarish way, but all balanced out by a like English dirtiness and a slight roastiness on the very end. Medium bodied. Carbonation is low. Makes it almost creamy. It almost, and I know it isn't because it's not listed on here, but it almost feels like a rye beer. It just has that slight extra heft and slight creaminess to it. Doesn't have the little twang of spiciness though that a rye beer usually would have. But again, it makes sense since it's not a rye beer. I like just how easy drinking this is, in all honesty. This is an 8% beer, and it can be a sipper, it can be a gulper, it can be a chugger, it can be whatever you want it to be. No flavor is overpowering, it's well balanced, nothing's building on each sip. This is a beer that anyone could drink. Well, I shouldn't say that. That earthiness and that roastiness might be a little too much for the guy that drinks Coors Light or Bud Light or Genesee Cream or Yuengling Traditional. Those guys would want to go more to like a steam whistle to start off. But if you're drinking something like, say, if your normal macro beer is a Rickards Red, you could drink this with your buddy that's a big craft beer drinker. You might not like it as much as your big craft beer drinker buddy because it does have a lot more flavor than a Rickards Red. But it's just, it's in the ballpark that the flavors you would get from that are intensified tenfold in this, but would be shown over in this. The roastiness and the hoppiness are, I would say, at least 20%. Like 20 times higher in this than what is perceived in the Rickards Red. I think a Rickards Red is about 15 IBU, so in all honesty, technically the IBU is only just about 2.5 times, but it tastes so much more because it's so intensified on the back of the palate, just because of how subtle and sweet the forefront is. But again, an 8% alcohol beer that I could just drink all day, every day. And this is basement temperature. It's not cold. It's not hot. It's where I like to drink my beers. And there's absolutely no faults in it. I'm going to give this beer an 8 out of 10. I'm going to give it a mark for every percent. And I'm going to say, yeah, go ahead and get it. I really, really enjoy it. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.